Hi, this is Robbie from Southern California, and I made this fountain just weeks ago. And being now just under 500,000, you can imagine how many loved it, but how many came in with complaints. And what was the complaints? You can't find the waffle trays, those silicone waffle trays that the birds happen to really love. Well, let me tell you a secret. It's not the waffle tray they love. It's the way we set it up. And we're going to go back and I'm going to show you quickly how we did this. Now, you should go back and see the full video, but that tray is what caused all your comments that came in, and you made me go back to the drawing board. Now, you remember we got these containers at Dollar Tree, though you can get these square food containers anywhere. Walmart, Target, you name it, they've got it. After I made the proper holes for the food container and that silicone waffle tray, we made a basket with flowers. Yes, that dreaded silicone waffle tray. I love it. It's wonderful. The problem is, if you do find them, they're expensive. Dollar Tree had them for $1.25 and they're out. So I put it together, and when I put it outside, look how beautiful it looked, and look at all the birds that came to it. Oh my goodness, the hummingbirds were coming in twos, along with so many different types of birds, this house finch. And then I went ahead and put flowers on top. You know, I make a lot of different flowers, and I thought, well, okay, we're going to come back and we're going to redo this one. So back to the drawing board. Apart it all came. Needs some washing. It's been out there. I've been washing it. There it is. There's the lid with the holes. But now what are we going to put on top of that lid? This. Now, what is this? This is a food tray. But guess what? You can go to your grocery store and ask them in the meat department, hey, can I get a tray for something, whatever? They pack chicken in it, hamburgers, steaks, roasts, whatever. They've got them for free. And if you can't find them, just go get any tray at Dollar Tree or Walmart or Target or wherever you shop. Then you make a hole in the middle where the straw went through. Again, you're going to have to go back and watch the other video because that has full details. We're going to be here too long anyways to drag out another 15 minutes on that. But just so you get an idea, the tray goes on top. Then with my hot soldering iron, and I use my Flash Fish power unit. You don't have to, but I'm too lazy to bend down and plug it into the wall. I go ahead and plug it into my Flash Fish, and then I go ahead, heat it up, and boom, I'm making all my holes. I don't have to bend. I'm lazy. Well, no, I'd rather not bend. And plus, I can take that Flash Fish anywhere and use glue guns and everything. Anywhere in the yard or wherever, because I have an electrical outlet in my hand. Look at that. Now we've got the hole. So when that pan on top, the plastic food tray fills up with water, it's going to go back in the lid. And you know what? For safety reasons, and make sure the water goes back, let's make a few more holes. Why not? The soldering iron's hot, and it doesn't matter because nobody's swimming on the top of that thin blue lid. You want to make sure that all the water that is running out of that food tray that we're going to get free at the grocery store, they come in black or clear, drains back into the tray underneath. Now I'm going to put the flower back, and we're going to set it up just like we did originally, but without the silicone waffle tray. Now, I think it looks really cute, and you know what? Will this be better? I don't know. What do you think? We're going to put the pump back on, and we got to quickly get this fountain outside because the birds are waiting. You took my fountain away. So I went ahead, set it outside, filled it up with water, and now we're just going to sit back and see. Will they still come because the tray is not a silicone waffle tray? You betcha. I couldn't even get in the house quick enough, and the hummingbirds were all over it. They came in twos. They don't care. They just want to come and get water. And sometimes certain birds may like it even more. The doves came. This is all within minutes, really. Doves came and got their water. And then, here they come, the oriole. What do you think he did when he saw this? Oh my goodness. He says, you put out a spa? A hot tub for me? I am going swimming. He's checking it out. Is it shallow? Can I get in there? Look at him. Are they not cute? This is probably a baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This is better than the other one. He couldn't do that before. The tray was just so shallow. We're going to have to sit here and watch this. You know that. I don't mean to waste your time, but this is just adorable. They are so funny, the orioles now. We've got hundreds of them, and they love all the fountains. But look at this. This is perfect. It's not going to get deep because we put holes. in the tray. So it's going to go back into the water reservoir underneath that's hidden with the basket we made with the flowers. And look at the fun these birds can have. Oh, somebody landed on my camera. Yep, they do that. He's probably waiting his turn to come take a bath. But is this not cute? I want you to go to the grocery store and go to the butcher. And sometimes you use it for produce too. But I do know that they have them in the meat department. Be really nice, especially if you have a regular store you go to, and smile and say, you know what? I need an extra tray. Come up with an excuse. Whatever. Tell him you're making a bird fountain. He'll think you're crazy and I'll probably just give you the tray to get out of the store. But these are free. And that's where I get these. But so after fixing it up, you had me come back, I decided I wasn't happy with it. So everything's coming apart again, and I am going to put the new flower I made in there. Oh my goodness, I didn't show you how to make it. So let's get the flash fish out, and let me show you how I made this. Oh my goodness, I love that I don't have to bend down. It just sits next to me. And they're good for emergencies too. This time I plugged in my hot glue gun. Now I got some plastic flowers and I'm just taking them apart. I'm not sure how many I'm going to need. At least when I put it together, I thought, well, maybe 4, 5, 6, 8. I don't know. I've never made one of these before. I usually make them a little different. And I'm going to attach it to the straw with a zip tie. Now, wait a minute, you're saying. Is that zip tie going to fall off? You betcha. It is. It's going to slide off, but that's okay. We'll fix it. So we're going to slide as many flowers as we want. Now you can go to Dollar Tree. They're $1.25 or $1.75. I don't remember. Pick up a bunch of flowers of your liking. You only need one, and you take it apart. Now we're going to tighten the zip tie in a minute. I'm sliding in one more. Now I'm pulling it through where the 2 little leaves are underneath the zip tie. See, they're all there, and it's kind of tucked in with the stem. I'm pulling it really tight. I don't want to break my straw. These are plastic jumbo straws. Dollar Tree has them too, but all the other stores sell them. And if you go to some coffee shop or something, you can get them for free. So after you have it as tight as you want, then you just cut the tail of the zip tie off. Now, will it fall off that way? Yes, but I've got a secret for you. We're going to use a glue gun. Now, normally you can't use the hot glue on plastic because it peels right off. But there's one called Sure Bonder. That one sticks to plastic like Gorilla Glue, like super glue. It doesn't come off. How do I know that? I was using it and I couldn't get it off of anything I thought I was going to be able to peel off, which, to my surprise, will work for me. So now I'm putting quickly hot glue, and I am using my glue gun at the hottest temperature. But I'm kind of doing it in dabs and doing it quickly. See how I'm going around the flowers? I want to make sure it does not slip. Even though it's on tight, after a while, outside it might slip a little bit, but now it's not going to slip. Now I think on top we can do a little bit more. Is this not cute? Oh my gosh, it's blowing my mind. It's so cute. We're going to put on the outside of the straw hot glue. Again, it's got to be this glue, otherwise the other one will just come off. Go ahead and put it all the way around, and you can build it as much as you want. But I'm kind of drawing in the hummingbird, so I don't need a whole lot. So we're just going to go all the way around. Work slow and kind of keep it turning so it won't kind of set heavier on one side, though if it does, it's no big deal. And if you melt your straw, remember you get a whole package usually for $1 or $2. So you're going to have plenty of straws to work with. I just can't get over how cute this is. You're going to make it the color you want and the birds won't care. Now I'm taking my pliers, which I could use as scissors, but it's easier with the pliers. I'm cutting off those bottom tabs of the plastic flowers, because, well, they just don't look good. I can leave them, but I don't need them. The hot glue is going to hold everything in place because it's glued to the straw and to the flowers, and this is going to be great. And you know what? While you're making them, maybe make a couple of them in case you want to change the color or just change it out. Now we're going to put this on our new unit. It's not new. We're changing it out, but it may be new to you if it's going to be the first time you're making it. Now we're going to go ahead and attach it to the pump. Now I have different ways of attaching the jumbo straws to these pumps. And again, you can use one of these pet fountain replacement pumps that run on USB. Or if you've got plenty of sun, you can go ahead and get a solar fountain kit. And I have those in my description where they're really cheap. They're usually under $15. Now the straw could be too big or too small. This one's a little too big, and you've seen me snap them on with, cutting up straws. That works good. Today I'm going to show you how you can use frog tape, because if you put it on when the pump is completely dry and your hands are dry and everything is dry, you can use that where once it's wet, it doesn't come off. It usually doesn't. If it does, well, you can start over. But I have had really good luck with it. Put it on really tight and make sure everything is completely dry at this moment. Now, I think I could do it a little thicker. Let's try it. It might slip off. So I'm going to go ahead and put another piece of tape. Notice I cut the tape where it's the same size of the nozzle on this pump. And this is USB pump. And I'm going to go around again. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the straw on, because you're using maybe a different straw than me. And you're going to test it. You want it to be a little snug. It's not under pressure, so it's not going to be forced off, but if it became loose, it could come off. So I'm putting one more little piece. I'm building it very slowly, as you can see. I may not put a whole strip on there. Now let's see if this is snug. Okay, that's a good fit. And that should last for quite a long time. Now we're going to put it all back together. But if you'd rather build it the way I've shown you before with straws, you do it the way you want. Now we're going to put the whole unit back together with this fun straw. Why? Because it's cute. Because you made me come back and I'm changing things up. Instead of putting the same thing out there, we're going to have some fun with it. That's the way I'm looking at it. I think this is fun. I think the hummingbirds will come and land on it. They're going to see a flower with water. Are you kidding me? They're going to fly by and say, hold on, I have water, I have a plant. You've seen them in my garden I've showed you. They take baths on leaves. This is like the same thing. They're going to be able to take a bath on your leaves, on your fountain. Now we're going to set it up outside. We're going to put it in a basket just for looks. You don't have to, but you know what? If you went this far, make a basket with some flowers. It looks so pretty if you want. Or put real flowers and plants around it. I'll show you one where I did in a few minutes. Fill it up with water. The basket is just for looks, so that's all it's there for. And I put on the flowers. You saw me do that. Now we fill it up with water, and I would clean these, dump it out once a week, give it a good rinse, and then put it back together. And a note here, I don't use any of the filters that some of these pet fountains come with. I'd rather have everything settle and you just rinse it out instead of having it harbor inside the filter until you get to it, which can be months. Now I'm using a USB power bank. I'm plugging it in because I want to make sure you can see it, because the sun's going to go down pretty soon. And is that not cute? Now, one last thing on the power bank, drop it in a plastic bag. They don't get hot, but this will keep it from getting wet if you're hosing down all your plants and you're watering down your power bank. Have I done that? Oh, yes. And have any of them broke? No. I brought them in. They were all wet and they were dried off and they keep going. Look at that. The birds came right away and they're looking and they're going, okay, she did it again. She put a new tray. Can we go in there? Is it deep? I can't tell. Let's go stand around and just all hang out and look. Well, you know what? We can fix that. Throw in a couple rocks. Rocks are natural. If they go to a pond, a lake, or whatever, they see rocks, they know rocks. And if they see a rock is sticking out, they know they can jump in because they have something very secure to grab onto. Do you think it worked? No, not for the dove. He's going to land on top, mess up my flower. Actually, he didn't. It's glued on really good. And yes, the doves will land on the top. Why? Because they have to be different. They have to be annoying. But as far as the birds, they came back and they looked. They see now, oh, there's a rock. I can get in there. This is literally 5 minutes of me coming in the house. And yes, they came back. Multiple birds, and now knowing that there's rocks in there and that they have something else safer to land on, they can judge how deep that water is. Some birds will just jump in because it's no big deal to them, but some of them have to sit there and analyze it out of safety, and the rocks are a big help. It's something familiar, so keep that in mind when you're making some bird baths or fountains. So considering that this bird bath with the food tray on top from the grocery store has only been up for 24 hours now, there's been quite a few birds and the hummingbirds have been coming in, but I never have my camera on hand or my battery went out on my security cameras. But either way, The birds love it. Like I said, we've been using these for years. In fact, I'm going to add on a special little video on the end that I made that I think you're going to enjoy. Oh, this is a kingbird. This was a surprise this morning. I did not expect to see this bird come on the deck. Usually they don't. They stay in the trees and they eat different berries and fruit. But this bird saw the new fountain that I set up with the large tray, and this is a big bird, so he must have thought, gee, this is a good place for me to take a bath or hang out at times. So I know he's going to be back because I've seen him twice already. Aren't they gorgeous? I wish I could have photographed him better, but I actually did it through the screen door in the beginning, and then this was off my security camera. Beautiful bird. So as I was telling you about these food trays, I have used them for about 4 years now. I mean, they're gorgeous trays. They're food safe. Why not? I'm going to put on a special short little video on the very end of this so you can see what happens when I put one out there with the food tray, because I saw behavior happen out there that I have never seen before, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's kind of funny. It's kind of odd what a bird can do to another bird because he wants a bath in a special tray that only that bird wants to be in there and he doesn't want anybody else. I think you'll really enjoy it. But going back to setting up fountains, look around and see what you've got. Oh, and this was also this morning. I love this. Dad brought the baby, look at this, to get water. He fed the baby. It's a house finch. And then the baby took a drink. It's like, here's the food, here's the water. He's teaching his little baby where to get food. And this is, I call them English sparrows, but they're house sparrows. Beautiful male came to get a drink as well. This is the flower up close that we made with the straw. Isn't it gorgeous? And I can't wait till all the hummingbirds find this fountain. But they did. Don't worry. They came right in, some of them, and they found out that they can sit on top of the straw. I just wish I got a better photograph of it, but you know what? I'll take what I can get sometimes. And then the doves, coming in by the twos. Oh, they're always around. Something big enough for them to jump in, roll, splash, and do their thing. It's actually so pretty, and it has been attracting a lot of birds. So don't worry if you can't get the waffle tray, the silicone one. This is really nice because you can control how much water will be in here. You could leave even more if you made less holes in it. And then bigger birds, if you don't have hummingbirds or you only have big birds, can get in there and roll around. So this is very versatile. And like I said, if all works out, it's free. And if not, go to the store, find the food tray, and you can find them really cheap. And always be sure to leave your comments because that gets my brain churning to know and see what we all need. And maybe there's a better way of doing things, or at least something different, because there's always an alternative method of making things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I'm giving you ideas on how to set up your fountains for the birds, because let me tell you something, they really appreciate it, especially on those hot days, though they bathe even in the rain on cool days. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. And here comes that short little clip for you to enjoy. So a note on these trays, you can get them in black or clear, so either one will work. And how do I know they work? I've been using them for years. I use them sometimes to put planters on, but I do make fountains out of them, so the birds are familiar with it. And look at this. I made this fountain, and the Orioles loved it, but this turned out to be a disaster for some of those poor house finches. This Oriole would lift the birds and push them out of this bird bath that I made. He would not share. He decided that he liked the bath, and he didn't want any other birds to come around. So these trays work perfect. They're about 1.5 inches tall. You can put your rocks in there. You could do whatever you want. But I will say that when you use this, sometimes certain birds will decide it belongs to them. And if you're okay with that, which I am, then that is going to be perfect to use instead of a waffle tray or anything else. But if you can't get that, remember, you can always go to the store and just get a plain old tray, a food type container, clear or colored, to use on top, and it will work the same way. And look it, I even have some flower pots that have no holes on the bottom, and I decorated it with real live plants growing in there. And the birds are so attracted to the looks of fountains that look colorful, pretty, and natural.